the channel. So in today's video, we're going to be getting into 3D printing. I'm no expert in 3D printing, so there's going to be a lot of trial and error. However, I really like 3D printing because as the parts for our cars become more and more rare and hard to find, 3D printing is a good way to recreate some of these parts. However, it isn't comparable to a nice injection molded piece, but it is the easiest way to recreate some of these parts. So a while back, my friend actually hooked me up with one of these. It's an Ender 3 V2. It is upgradable to a bigger scale so that I could have a bigger plate to print bigger parts, but I think with the stock small size, it should be good enough for me to print some small little things. So in today's video, we're basically going to be unboxing this and setting it up and basically doing some test prints. So let's get to it. All right, let's unbox this thing and see what we got here. So here's the instruction manual. We'll be following this closely because I don't really know how else to set one of these things up. Some of the bars. So this looks like probably the extruder. It's really nicely packaged. Oh yeah, here's the basically the controls, and here's the plate for the controls. This looks like the filament holder. No idea what this is, but we will figure that out. Alright, let's see what else we got in here. We've got some test filament and a whole bunch of little mini pieces. Some more bars to set it up. I guess it's the Y and X and Z axis stuff. Scraper. Some thingamabob. Some other thing. No idea, but I guess the instruction manual will tell me what all these things are. Some tools with some zip ties and everything. Paracord and some roller stuff. I think that's it. Let's put away the packaging. All right, so here we go. This is all the things that it came with. We're basically going to be using the instruction manual, and we're going to be putting each piece all together. All right, like I said, I'm not an expert in 3D printing, so all the parts are still all relatively new to me. So this shows a listing of all the spare parts. So this manual is actually in like really good detail. So I'm just going to go through this, and we're basically going to start installing everything. But make sure we're going to start and check off everything that we have first. So we're going to start off by taking off this glass bed. As you can see, it's not even fully centered, but it's basically clipped on with these clips. What I'm going to do is actually, I want to check out what the motherboard is, what version it is, because there's going to be some upgrades that I want to do to this printer later on that's going to require a specific version, so I just wanted to check that. So this tool set basically has everything that you need to kind of get in there. So if we flip it over, I believe, yeah, there's some mods that people say to do because this doesn't actually provide enough ventilation or airflow for the power supply. So we'll address that later. This is where your motherboard really is. But it should say on the motherboard somewhere what version it is. 4.2.2. So this, just Gotta take note of that. Alright, so let's just put this back. Alright, first thing I'm going to check is basically checking all around to tighten up any of the bolts. Alright, step one is basically you get these big channels. They're, I guess, the Z-axis, and these nuts as well as the switch. We're going to be mounting all of these. And then we're supposed to mount this Z-axis limit switch, which goes on this side. So, since I was doing this all wrong, I gotta redo it. As per the diagram, it's supposed to be facing this way to install, so with the little pocket and drawer this way. So I'm going to take this apart. So essentially this bar actually goes on the right side. Step 2 is basically installing this Z-axis motor. So that actually is in the back here. I guess it's the 2 bolts right there. Alright, next, looks like we're going to have to join these. So it looks like this nut just goes on here, and then there's 2 holes here that line up. Alright, next we need the nozzle kit, this bracket, and another M4 by 16. Alright, so the belt actually has to loop around. This is such a difficult task. So the tensioner goes there, and then this gets looped into here, like that. So now we're ready to put this piece on top, I guess. And from the front view, alright, so I did have to flip this rod around because this thing's supposed to go up easy like this. And it wasn't. The rod actually has a marking on it, and the marking side goes on the bottom, so I had to undo it and flip it around. Now I'm just going to bolt all this stuff up because everything is lined up already. And the instruction says to put this on as well. This has 3 screws on the back here. I believe it just goes on the side here like this. All right, another thing is make sure you check the voltage here. Right now it's currently set to 230, I believe, but it should really read 115 because in Canada, US, we're using 115 or whatever, 120. So I'm just gonna go and get the screwdriver and go in there and click it up to the 115 mark. Just like that, 115 volt now. Now we're gonna go through the process of just doing the bed leveling. I'm just gonna do this off camera so that once it's leveled, we can just do a test print. So the printer's all set up and it's doing a test print. It took a few tries to get to start to stick. So you see in the center there, I used some glue stick. It's sticking now, so hopefully this print comes out all right. So my print is finished, just waiting for it to cool down. All right, so these are my 3D printed pieces that I finished. Came out really good. I'm gonna go try these on the car. They're the power window bezel clips. I designed these and they seem to be pretty good. Let's go try them on. All right, so the moment of truth. Here's the 3D printed clip. Let's put one of them down. Oh yeah, that looks dope. Fits perfectly. Looks almost like OEM. Alright guys, so that's basically it. I set up the 3D printer and I managed to print some power window, I guess, bezel clips. And they were successful, so they work out really good. Anyways, I'll probably be designing more things and printing them on my 3D printer to replace certain things on the car. So I'll show you guys what I end up making and all that stuff in the future. But for now, that's it for this video, guys. Thanks for watching, and if you haven't already, please comment, like, and subscribe, and share my videos. As always, guys, I'll see you in the next one. Cheers.